I woke up and saw a vulture picking at my body. Anger rushed through me, and I shoved it away. But in that split second, I find myself standing on the edge of a bottomless abyss. I shouted my father's name with everything I had. I remembered we were hunting in the mountains. A crazed yak came charging straight at me and knocked me off the cliff. I clung tightly to a rock jutting out from the cliff, but it didn't hold for long. With a crisp crack, I plummeted into the abyss once more. Luckily, I landed on a flat rock halfway down the mountain. I refused to give up. I started to climb down slowly. My fingers dug into the cracks between the stones. Suddenly my hand slipped, and there was nothing beneath my feet. Just as I was about to lose my grip, dark clouds rolled in. Rain poured down, and water filled the bottom of the ravine. That water was my only chance. I tried to jump down, but it was way too high. If I didn't jump, death was the only thing waiting for me. I clenched my teeth and threw myself off. When I opened my eyes again, it was the next day. I struggled to crawl out of a pool of thick mud. One of my legs was completely ruined. I crawled to a puddle and drank the filthy water like a starving animal. Then I pulled out my swollen foot. I wedged 2 stones against it and took a deep breath. I gritted my teeth and forced the bone back into place. Then I tied my leg with sticks and made a crude brace. I limped up the mountain. At the top, I saw a grave. My name was carved on the stone. Everyone thought I was dead. My father had led the tribe away. I fell to my knees, completely breaking down. Suddenly, a wolf's howl echoed through the valley. I looked up and saw a pack of wolves closing in. I ran the other way, dragging my bad leg, but the wolves were faster. They quickly caught up to me. I tried to climb a tree, but a wolf latched onto me from behind. I pulled out my knife and stabbed down hard. I finally broke free and climbed up to the treetop. The wolves waited below through the night. When morning came, they were gone. Only one injured gray wolf remained. I made a spear from a knife and a branch. I raised the spear high, ready to deliver the final blow. The wolf let out a whimpering plea for mercy. I froze for a moment. In the end, I softened. I was still scared it might attack, so I tied its mouth shut with a rope. I dragged it to the river and cleaned its wounds. The next morning, the gray wolf had already freed itself from the rope. It stared at me intently. I lifted a bowl of water and approached slowly. When it saw I meant no harm, it relaxed. It began drinking the water in big gulps. I found some bugs to eat, even though I was nearly fainting from hunger, but I shared half with it. This little food was nowhere near enough. The next day, I went hunting. I spotted a rabbit in the grass. I grabbed a rock and smashed it down. That night, I learned how to start a fire. It was the first time I had warm roasted rabbit. The gray wolf was drooling with desire. I told it to behave if it wanted food. It seemed to understand and lowered its head. I threw a bone to it. The next day, I decided to head back to the tribe. I told it to go back and find its own pack. But no matter how I tried to drive it away, it refused to leave. I threw a stick to scare it away, but it just brought it back, wagging its tail. So we walked together. I named it Alpha. With Alpha, hunting became easy. Food was no longer a problem. Every morning, it woke me right on time. Then one day, a blizzard hit suddenly. We crawled into a cave to take shelter. I was just catching my breath when Alpha started growling. I followed the direction of its gaze. A massive dark figure emerged slowly. It was an ancient black panther. Then it lunged at me with incredible speed.